Hi, again, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here. Got this thing that's bugging me, has to do with religion, has to do with the story of the beginning of time as it is mentioned in the King James Version. You know, we heard the message that Adam and Eve were created and God actually took Adam and Eve and showed them the garden, which represents the world as we know it, and indicated that all things were unto them. Everything was at their disposal, whatever they wanted to do, basically. But what I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you like today's language. I want to talk to you that biblical stuff, as you can tell, as I was mentioning just there. What God actually was doing is this: the same thing that any parent does with their own kids. They tell them the way to live, the best they know how. Kids don't do, kids do what they want to do. Well, kids had a lot of motivation. You know, they got peers and all that other stuff. But in the beginning of time, there were no one but Adam and Eve, okay? I want you to have that mindset. And when you are told that what I tell you is the truth, you know it's the truth. This your mom, this your dad. This one knows everything. You know nothing except what you've been exposed to. Now you're getting ready to be exposed to something else. And you get an update what it's like. So do this and you living as though you're in heaven. All right? So Adam and Eve got the message. Oh, but don't do one other thing. What's that? Don't listen to someone else's guidance. Listen to my guidance. I will be with you always. You go out into the world, I will be with you always spiritually. I will be in the middle of your being because I am your DNA. Now go. Don't listen to anyone else. So you go out there and all of a sudden someone else comes along and say, hey, I know what you're doing, I know what you're going through, but I know something that really turns you on, really kick you right where you want to be kicked at. And they suggest to you that you do something that you haven't done, something that you were believing that you are supposed to do. And then they tell you, oh, don't believe that, that's not going to happen. And then, you know, you get challenged and stuff like this. And what happens? You lose. You accept the challenge. And what you were led to believe represented death did not occur. What you were led to believe, what represented death, did not occur. So then you doubted what you knew, and you started listening to the one who's now guiding you. And the evidence of that is when you're listening to others, you are serving the purpose of others. When you listen to Republicans, you, all of the other people, are serving the purpose of Republicans. When you're listening to Democrats, all of the other people are serving the purpose of Democrats. When you're listening to white people, all the other people are serving the purpose of white people. When you're listening to black people, all the other people are still, in America, serving the purpose of white people. Because black people aren't free from white people yet. We have been, they say, slaves, out of slavery, Jim Crow, second-class citizen, same today as then. And black people seem to be satisfied with it. White people not doing anything but want to make America great again by taking you back to those days that they say didn't exist. But they want to recreate them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you that God told Adam and Eve when he said, the world is yours. What he was saying is that you will survive from the world, and the world will be developed by you. So all of the resources that you would ever need are already here. That's what God was telling Adam and Eve. Everything is already here. I have provided for you and everyone that comes from you, which is the whole human race. I have provided all that you will need. And in the future, when you need additional stuff as far as growth and developing the earth, I will send additional information through the imagination of individuals. Some will be born bringing the message. Others will be inspired. And the resources of the earth is to be available to them as everything else is to all people. And those resources will be used to develop and cause the manifestation of that which is being sent so it can benefit the people of the earth. That's God speaking to Adam and Eve. To benefit the people of the earth. Now, so that all of you, all your offspring, wherever they are, will be entitled to what I have promised each and every last one of you. They will be engaged in the process. These things will not exist except these who will benefit from them, create them, produce them. And since everybody benefits in one way or another, everybody engaged in the process. Now, here's the secret. Here's the $1 trillion secret. How many of you get up and go to work every day on a job you love? I guarantee you, most of you a job you can't stand, but you go because you need that paycheck, because you got to pay these bills and you want some measure of life. But I want you to know that the way it is planned for each of you is to have a career that gives you your greatest joy. So much joy, you don't have to worry about where you'll be going the next day, or when you're supposed to go, or how often as you're supposed to want to give yourself. No, that would be the least thing. All of it is joy. And as I often mention to you, that it will be interconnected as it is now. But the purpose of it is to bring everything together so that the reservoir of goods and services will be in abundance, so that each individual can have their needs, their wants, and their desires met. This is being satisfied, peaceful, prosperous, free, joyous, happy, living your dreams. This is what God told Adam and Eve. But we don't listen to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve didn't listen to God. And we still, just like Adam and Eve, not listening to God. Right now we're listening to any and everybody. Israel going to make the Palestinians listen to Israel. Russia going to make Ukrainians listen to Russia. Republicans and white folks going to make Democrats and black folks listen to them. America. Boy, look at all those voices. God says, listen to one voice. That's the one that gave you life and that will bring you back out of life as we know it. Nobody, no human being can do that. No human being can do that. Human being can have sex all they want to, but nobody getting pregnant until it's okay. People can try to do anything they want to destroy you, but you ain't going nowhere until it's okay. So there's a power that's bigger than you and I. So I'm trying to bring to you a message to say that we need to start changing, because there are situations that's happening in our midst that we are not prepared for. We're having suckholes. I mean, people's houses just dropping into the cars, highways just opening up, dropping into the earth. Tsunamis coming, going through towns, storms, floods, wiping out whole communities. Doesn't care whether you're black or white, Republican or Democrat, American or other. It's just getting you because you're there. And this is the way love is supposed to work for you. Why? Just because you're there. This here hating stuff, racism and bigotry against gays, nothing but devilish. We don't know why God made a man. We know what has happened. We don't know why God made a woman. We know what has happened. And how dare us say that God didn't make people gay? If God didn't, don't you dare say, especially when they say God did. All we got to do is love them. That's easier to love them than to try to judge them. And I say it, if you need a football team and men, get them. You want to have a team of women, get them. And if you got people who you're not certain of, or they work with a different sexuality, then design that they can have their access to whatever they want to engage in, just like anybody else. And then if you want to have men compete against women in three-way competition, then get them. We'll find out who the best. All right? Well, I just want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're being had right now. Every last one of us are being had. We don't know it. We found out those who we want to point our fingers at. We sit back and we talk about them and we laugh at them and they say they crazy and stupid. In reality, we all are crazy and stupid. But we are crazy and stupid because we don't know it better. No one has told us that God told Adam and Eve that you can have your computers, you can have your telephone, you can have your race cars, you can have a ride to Mars and space and all that other place you can go, that you can have all the education and health care and transportation infrastructure, all that beautiful stuff that nobody told you that you can have that. All it means is that you're listening to God and that you're treating each other like you want to be treated. You're loving one another. That's what life is all about. Life is not about one day. I don't know who told you this. One day you will go to a place and you can sit around Jesus all day and sing songs and drink milk and eat honey and just sing, holy, holy, holy. And you want to tell people you believe that. You hate that with a passion. In fact, you hate heaven. The heaven that's someplace that you hate it with a passion. You're not thinking about going there. You tell yourself that. You talk that because that's the way it's done. Tell and talk. That's all it is. And about living until you get old. You get old, then you want to start acting like you living something, trying to put people down who are just like you were. And still think you're trying to go to heaven, baby. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen to me right now. You have the opportunity to create the real deal right here, right now. And it's the only way you can have any kind of indication that you're listening to God. All this pain and suffering, we ain't listening to nobody but Satan. We ain't listening to nobody but the devil. We ain't listening to nobody but somebody speaking for the devil, robbing all of the heaven out of us, which means that they're putting us in hell. And we are accepting it quiet because we've been lying to ourselves about God. Wake up! Until next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.